Hello, this is History Shorts with the Artifactual Scholar. Today, I'll be talking about the treason trial of Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr is perhaps best known for his duel with Alexander Hamilton in 1804, but it is another event that cemented his notoriety among his contemporaries. At the time of the Hamilton duel, Burr was Vice President of the United States. However, he was despised by President Thomas Jefferson, and his killing of Hamilton made Burr a political pariah. By March 1805, Burr was out of office and seeking new opportunity. Like many of his contemporaries, Burr felt that redemption lay to the west, in the newly acquired Louisiana Territory and beyond. But Burr was not satisfied with just moving west. He had bold plans that involved conquering land and establishing an empire. In the spring of 1805, Burr instigated a plot to build up a western militia and pry the new western territories away from the United States. He was joined by several conspirators, including General James Wilkinson, commanding general of the United States Army and newly appointed governor of the Louisiana Territory. In addition, Burr sought support from both Britain and Spain. For the next year and a half, Burr laid the groundwork for his military expedition. Yet, in his quest to find allies, Burr perhaps talked too much, and his plans were eventually relayed to the president in Washington. To compound the issue, Wilkinson, once Burr's trusted friend and ally, abandoned the plot and wrote to Jefferson accusing Burr of treason. Jefferson, whose dislike of Burr was well known, wasted no time in having his former vice president investigated. Soon the entire plot was discovered and unraveled. Burr, unaware that Wilkinson had abandoned him, tried to flee to New Orleans, but was captured and arrested. In May 1807, a grand jury was convened to examine the evidence against Burr. Wilkinson, Burr's former conspirator, was the star witness for the prosecution. The legal proceedings were, without question, a star-studded affair. The accused had been a Revolutionary War hero, congressman, and vice president. Defense attorneys included Charles Lee, former U.S. Attorney General, and Edmund Randolph, former Attorney General and framer of the Constitution. Though not in the courtroom, Thomas Jefferson directed the prosecution. Presiding over the proceedings was Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Marshall. The grand jury returned indictments on treason and various misdemeanors, and the trial itself began in August 1807 in Richmond, Virginia. Jefferson wanted to see Burr convicted, yet Chief Justice Marshall, Jefferson's political nemesis and distant cousin, construed a narrow constitutional definition of treason. For weeks, the two sides presented evidence, often with Burr, a brilliant lawyer in his own right, questioning the witnesses. Finally, on September 1st, 1807, the jury returned a verdict of not guilty based on the evidence presented. Though acquitted of treason, Burr's reputation was ruined. He fled to a self-imposed exile in Europe, where he continued to get involved in various plots and schemes. He eventually returned to the U.S. in 1812 and lived a relatively quiet life until his death in 1836. James Wilkinson, the star prosecution witness, was perhaps the biggest scoundrel of the whole Burr conspiracy. Despite his high rank and long military career, he was largely a failure as a commander, twice facing courts-martial for suspected disloyalty. His involvement with Burr's conspiracy was driven in part by the fact that he had long been in the pay of the Spanish government. Yet, somehow, Wilkinson managed to survive and maintain his military career. He died in Mexico City in 1825. This has been History Shorts. Thanks for watching.